Auction time. This is the 6X series auction. 6X01 is the biface I made on video. Novaculate biface heat treat. Let's get the lamp, or the torch as they call it in some parts. Yeah. You can kind of see it with the natural light coming in through the window. Yeah. So let's see. It is 7 3/4. This has both millimeters and inches, so don't ask me what millimeters are. It's right on there. By 1 7/8. And I sharpened it off camera by picking at the edge. It gets a little more narrow when I sharpen it, but it's not too much more narrow. And then I try to make it nice and symmetrical and that even arc on both sides. But it starts to constrict toward the tip a little bit more. I could have made it more narrow and made that line more gradual, but it starts to taper a little bit more toward the tip. Yeah, it's sharp all the way around. All right. I did not take any more flakes off the surface. I did not. I didn't feel the need to do it. As far as large flakes, I did take it off the surface technically by sharpening it, but these are short flakes. The ones that I removed from the surface are going to be short flakes, 3/8 at the most long. Okay, let's see. Okay, I've been sneezing a lot lately. Excuse me. Okay, so there you go. That's 6X01. 6X02 is another video blade. Yeah, this one is the opaque obsidian type, or it's a buttery type of dacite, as we flint knappers call it, but it's gray and it has a little bit of banding in it. This one is, come on, a little over 6 1/4. By 2 3/8. Yeah. It's kind of wonky, but I left it that way so it would have bold flaking. Yeah, if I start to level it out, it kind of makes everything look too flakery. I don't know how else to explain it. It makes it look like this instead of bold flakes. If I start sending in all these little flakes in between, it looks like that instead of like this. I like this better. Okay? It is sharp, although I did not pick the edges completely sharp. So this is just how it is in the video. All right, this still has dull spots. So just be aware, this is not sharpened all the way around. Why did I not sharpen it? Actually, I forgot to do it. I think I was going to sharpen it off camera, but I didn't do it. So just be aware, it's not sharpened. Yeah, I think I did forget to do it. Oh well, you get to do it. Unless you want it as some sort of just a display piece that is better not sharpened. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, not sharpened. 6X03, another video point. Heat treated Buffalo River chert. This is a Lost Lake style. 4 3/8 by 2 inches. And pretty thin. A little over 1/4 inch. Let's see. Yeah, 5/16 at the thickest. both flaking. This side's a little more crunchy than the other side. Heat treat Buffalo River, very nice material. It has a nice look to it. It shows the flake scars show very well. It's an opaque type of chert, which means you cannot see through it. It's not translucent. I did sharpen this one. I think I sharpened it on camera. Yeah. Yeah, I did not grind the stem. I forget if these are ground down or not, but I did not grind it. Okay. All right. 6x04 video point. It's an AG. A little bit larger. Well, actually a lot larger than the usual AG points. Usually they are this shape, but they're like half this size. Yeah, they're tiny. AG points are usually very tiny in comparison to what we're used to. As nappers, we tend to make big stuff. Why? It's just more impressive that way, I suppose. I did, off camera, I did mess with the notches a little bit to improve the symmetry, I thought. I wanted to improve some of the symmetry in the notching. So they're a little bit wider, right? I think that's the only thing I messed with off camera, is just the notches. Yeah, so you can see it on video. The edges are very straight. It is sharpened. It's got little bitty serrations on it. Okay. Let's see, a little over 3 3/8. It's like 3 7/16. Almost a little over an inch wide. Okay. A little over an inch? Hold on. Yeah, just a little bit over an inch. Wow. It didn't look that wide. Okay. All right. 6x05, the video point that is a barbed and tanged. A lot bigger than the usual. Yeah, I looked it up, and yeah, most of these are 2 or 3 centimeters wide. This one, however, is like 4.5 centimeters wide. Yeah. Double the size. And some of these barbs and tangs, only some of them have this squared off stem at the bottom. A lot of them have pointed, contracting stems. Yeah, I looked it up. And some of these barbs, they don't slant this way, but they slant that way. So there's more barb, which means a larger edge or longer edge. Yeah, but anyway, it's cool. This is English flint. Yep, it is sharp all the way around. English flint sharpens up really well. I'm amazed how sharp it feels. Yeah, durable also. It's a durable material, this type of English flint. Okay, and you can see it on video if I have not mentioned that already. 6x06, this I made off camera this morning just because I felt like it. This was a piece of heat treat Georgia chert that I got from Sal in that unboxing. Okay, this is that piece that I whittled down that was, I think, 390 degrees Fahrenheit heat treat. I whittled it down a little bit to see how it was going, or how it would go if I napped it. It was napping well, but I didn't finish the napping on the video. I finished it off camera. And I can run longer flakes than usual on this stuff when it's heat treated. It's hard to do this kind of flaking on the raw stuff. See that? It's hard because it requires more force. It can do it, but it requires more force. With the heat treat, that was relatively easy as far as force goes. All right? Okay. And I don't know, it's a Hernando point or something. It's an art piece probably. There might be points that look like this in the archaeological record where they are made this way. I don't know. Anyways, I thought this was a fun design for me to make, so that's why I chose it. I already showed it's translucent. Yeah. All right, now then, I have two groups of points that I'm offering. This 6x07. This is a group of points that I made in 2012. Okay? 2011, 2012, somewhere when I first started making videos. Okay? And my dad had these in his stuff. I gave it to him back in 2013. But I was thinking of keeping them for myself, but I'm going to keep some back for myself. I made a bunch. I gave him a bunch. I'm not selling all the ones that I gave to him. Okay? But yeah, this is some of my original work back in 2012, I believe. And the edges are not as straight as they are now. I make the edges straighter than this nowadays. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of keeping all these, but I don't know. I guess I'm satisfied with just having a record of them on video. And like I said, I'm holding some of these back. This one is Alabates, and I think most of this stuff is heat treat. This one's an Alabates, but most of this stuff is heat treat, Texas stuff. And they're paleo looking things. Yeah. Wish I had more of this black chert. It's not easy to get. That's why they're just small pieces. I got another one in the other group. Okay, so that's this group here. 3 1/8, 3, almost 2 5/8, and 2 inches. These are all like paleo types. (6x08), another group of points I made back in 2012. Yeah, paleo style. Mm-hmm. And some of these were used for cutting things. Yeah, I used to carry this kind of stuff around in my pockets. So if you notice that the edges are a little dull, I might have carried it around in my pocket for a while. If you feel like a little tip ding, maybe. I don't think any of these have dings. If they had dings, I would have repaired them before I gave them away. Yeah. So yeah, heat treats and semi-translucent and translucent varieties. Okay, all Texas chert, mostly gravel type cherts. Okay, so this one is 3 1/2, 2 7/8. I don't know, almost 2 7/8, and like 2 1/4. Yeah. I made a bunch of these. I've still got a lot of these left. Not a lot. I shouldn't say a lot. Let me think here. I got at least 2 good ones that I'm holding back. I'm not going to sell those. Paleo types. Yeah. Well, I'll let these go. Yeah, some of these are just percussion sharpened. I think a lot of these are only percussion sharpened now that I'm looking at them. This one I think is pressure. But I did a lot of percussion sharpening back in the day. With indirect percussion, just tap, 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 tap. That's a nice one. All right. Okay. Rules. These are my cheat notes. These are basic rules. There's a better description of the rules in the description box. There will be an auction every Monday. Yep, every single Monday. Look at my previous auctions to see how it works. Yeah, that's self-explanatory. That's the best way to do it. Just look at the previous auctions. Bid in the comments section or reply section, same thing. If you cannot comment or reply, you will not be able to bid. I can bid for you only as a last resort, so keep that in mind, please. I will not bid for you closer than 5 minutes prior to the auction, so be aware of that too. That's my own little personal rule there. Bid under one or more of my pre-populated comments. Yeah, you can bid on as many as you want. Please always include the item number if you are not sure you have placed your bid under the proper comment or in the correct spot. Okay? It's always a good idea to put the item number with your bid, just in case. I will like your comment if I see it. I will heart your comment if you win. If you don't see a like on your comment or bid as the time approaches the end of the auction, that means I cannot see your comment or your bid. If you suspect that your bid is not seen, try to comment with, "Did you see my bid?" or something like that. If I don't respond, I cannot see your bid or your bids. Okay? Try not to bid at the last minute. Yeah, there's issues with YouTube. Sometimes, you can think you're being sneaky and get in at the last second, but YouTube may put the wrong time on your comment with a little timestamp that they put on, and it'll say you're late, and therefore it won't count because I have to go by YouTube's time because that's what everybody sees, and YouTube could say you're late. That's one reason not to bid at the last minute. The other is it ticks people off. Yeah. Let's see. Shipping is free in the U.S. International shipping will have a cost of $10 or $20 depending on the weight. Yeah, 1 pound is the cutoff. Okay, so if it's a pound or less, I'll add $10. If it's a pound or more, I'll add $20 to the winning bid amount. If you're an international bidder, okay? Shipping is free, completely free in the U.S. Now, international shipping is more expensive than this. For a pound, to send a pound overseas is minimum $17. More than that, it can go up to $70. Okay, but these auctions, they don't contain very many pounds of weight or kilos. Okay, let's see. For payments, I accept PayPal, PayPal.me, Venmo, Cash App, checks or money orders, or cash. I don't recommend sending cash, but you can send cash. Okay. If you only have a credit card, I can send you this PayPal.me link. You should be able to pay with a credit card or a debit card using this PayPal.me link that I will send to you. If you're new, if you've already done business with me, you already know about this link here. That's the way you've been doing it. Okay. The auction ends at 9 p.m. Eastern, or 8 Central, 7 Mountain, or 6 Pacific. Yeah, it's different for the time zones. Pay attention to your time zone. It ends at different times depending on your time zone. I will begin announcing winners at 9:01 p.m. Eastern, which means I'll announce it at 8:01 if you're Central. I'll announce them at 7:01 if you're Mountain, and 6:01 if you're Pacific time. All right? I wait 1 minute before I start announcing the winners. I close the auction at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then I start announcing the winners a minute later. It gives me time to look to see who got their bids in on time. I will hit the heart button if you win. This is the only notification you will receive. Please keep an eye on your comments and bids. Okay, self-explanatory there. My email is jackcrafty2@gmail.com. If you are new, please email me your name and your address if you win, and yada, yada, yada. This is especially important if your YouTube name is different than your actual name. Okay? And when you email me, don't just say, hey, this is just a YouTube name. That's important, yes, but make sure that I know who to send it to. Okay? It's rare, but some people forget to tell me their name, their actual name. Let's see. You don't have to do this before the auction. If you win, you do have to do this if you're new. If you've already done business with me, I already have your information on file in my notebook. So it's not necessary. But for the new guys, please pay attention to the comment section. The only notification you'll receive is a heart on your winning bid. And then you email me your information. Okay? And then we'll set up payment arrangements and that kind of thing too. All right? That's it for the cheat notes. Yeah. More items in this auction than last week, which I like, and I'll try to put more and more items in the auctions as we go along. I hope you liked this week's items, and good luck.